All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to crack the code on basic Mandarin Chinese. Seriously, I'm going to show you just how simple and actually how logical it can be to start building your own sentences, like right now.
So, what if I told you that in just the next few minutes, you could actually learn to express some simple but really meaningful ideas in a brand new language? It is so much more accessible than you might think, and we're about to prove it.
Here's our game plan for today. We're going to unlock these 4 fundamental sentence keys. And the cool part is, each one kind of builds on the last, giving you the power to put together some basic but super useful sentences from scratch. Okay, let's just dive right in. We're starting with our first key, talking about something you enjoy. You know, like a favorite sport.
First things first, we need a noun. This is zhu chou. It means football. Or, yeah, for a lot of us, soccer. Pretty simple, right?
And now for the action. The verb we're going to pair with football is ti, which just means to kick. So now we have our thing and we have our action. Let's put them together.
Okay, let's build our very first sentence. Now this follows a subject-verb-object pattern, which should feel really familiar. We start with 我喜欢, that's I like. Then we add the action, ti to kick. And we finish with our object, 足球, football. All together now, 我喜欢踢足球. I like to play football. See? Totally logical. Now, check this out, because this is where you see the power of just one little word. To completely flip the meaning and say you don't like something, you just slot this one character, 不, right before the verb. So, 我喜欢 becomes 我不喜欢. It's a simple, super consistent rule you can use all over the place. All right, let's move on to our second key and see how this system starts to build on itself. We're going to level up from just making statements about ourselves to actually asking someone else about their skills. Our new vocabulary word for this section is yoyong. It's a verb, and it means to swim. Now, this word right here, hui, this one's super important. This powerful little character is how you express a learned skill or an ability. Just think of it as the Chinese version of the word can. So if we put that all together and say, 你会游泳, we're making a simple statement. You can swim. But the real magic happens when we want to ask instead of tell. So how do we do that? Watch this. We take that exact same statement, 你会游泳, and we literally just stick one simple particle on the very end. That's it. That is the entire change. And this is what's so cool about Matcha. It doesn't actually mean anything on its own. Its only job is to signal that you're asking a yes or no question. It's basically a spoken question mark. It's incredibly efficient and just so easy to use. And answering is just as easy. If you can swim, you just reply, 我会, I can. And if you can't, well, you just bring back that same negative particle we learned before, 不, and say, 我不会, I can't. See that? The same simple logical rule just popped up again. Okay, so we can talk about hobbies, and we can ask about skills. Let's shift gears a bit and unlock our third key, how to give someone a really fantastic and really easy compliment. First up, we need an adverb to give our compliment a little punch. This is gen, and it means really or truly. It adds that little bit of genuine emphasis that makes the compliment feel, well, real. And here's our adjective, bang. This is just a fantastic positive word that means awesome or great. It's pretty much your go-to word for any kind of positive reinforcement. You combine them, and you get ni, jin, bang. It's just subject, adverb, adjective. You're really awesome. So simple, so direct, so powerful. And hey, if someone says this to you, the polite response is just 谢谢, which means thank you. All right, for our final key, let's go from talking about people and what they can do to describing the physical world around us. Let's look at how to talk about what something looks like. So the crucial piece of the puzzle here is understanding this particle de. The easiest way to think of it is like the glue that shows possession, kind of like an apostrophe S does in English. It links the owner, in this case the rabbit, tuzi, to what it owns, its tail, weiba. So tuzi de weiba literally means the rabbit's tail. And this is how we build our most complex sentence yet. But notice, it's still perfectly logical. We start with the rabbit's tail. Then we add an adverb, 很, which means very. And finally, we pop on an adjective, 短, for short. 兔子的尾巴很短. The rabbit's tail is very short. See? Every single piece has its place. So let's just pull back for a second and look at everything we've accomplished. Here they are, the 4 patterns, the 4 keys we've just unlocked. In just a couple of minutes, you've learned the fundamental structure for expressing tons of different ideas, from your hobbies to what the world around you actually looks like.
You've just seen how these patterns work like building blocks. This isn't about memorizing a bunch of random phrases, it's about understanding a system. And you now have the foundation to start having real, actual conversations. So the only question left is, what are you going to say first?